Welcome to part 5, activating and deactivating the virtual environment. When we left off, we were inside of our project directory and had the dashboard_venv virtual environment already active. Now in this video, I want to spend some time deactivating this environment, then activating it again to show you a little bit more commands and how you can have a little bit more control of your virtual environment. So to deactivate it, we simply issue the command deactivate, and you might be wondering why we'd want to do that. Well, maybe we wanted to use this terminal right here for something else, but typically we're not going to be doing that. We're just going to be activating an environment and then launching our notebook or just launching the dashboard. But just so you can give a little bit more idea of how to control your virtual environment, it's good to understand these commands. So there is a deactivate command, and when we run that command, we will no longer have access to the executables in that bin directory. And if I type in python -- version, well, now it'll map just to the system Python. When you do this, if you're on a Mac, you might get mapped to the system Python, or maybe just some other installation that is always available, or you'll have a command not found, those are all possibilities. So this will allow you to continue to use the command line without having Python having mapped to the Python installation just for this virtual environment. Now, to reactivate it, you can just issue that same command, source, and then the activate script, which is over here in the bin directory. So it'll run that, and it'll reactivate it. Now, when I run python -- version again, you can see that it is mapped to Python 3.8, which is also in this bin directory, which again, for me, is mapped to my Conda installation ultimately, but for you, it'll be mapped to either your Conda installation or whatever version of Python that you have automatically available to you in your terminal. Okay, so that's how you can deactivate and activate. Now, say you want to reactivate your Conda environment. So this is only for Conda users, and you should not be using your Conda environment for this project, but you could, just in case you just wanted to get back and activate it. So let's first of all deactivate again, and let's just go back to our home directory. So I'll just cd back to my home directory. If I want to activate my Conda environment, which is active by default, I can just issue the command conda activate, and it will activate my base environment like that. So for our course, what we will be doing is making sure that we always activate the dashboard_venv before we either open up a Jupyter notebook or before we launch the dashboard. So that'll make sure that we're all running the same, using the same libraries for the course or for the dashboard. Okay, so that's a little bit more on activating and deactivating the virtual environment.